Brands decide what creators they want to work with a lot sooner than you might think. Maybe you're thinking that brands are approaching you based on your follower count, or maybe even based on luck. But from the brand side, those first impressions are really so important in you being a creator who's actually going to get hired. In this video, I'll be breaking down exactly how you can make the best first impressions and attract the brands that you want to work with. And stay tuned to the end of this video when I'll share with you my rates for brand partnerships so that you can understand how much you could potentially be charging for brand deals. Timestamps are down below, and let's get into it. Let's first start off with those foundational things that really need to be done before you even have any sort of first impression with the brand. And the first, and arguably in my opinion, the most important thing is a clear niche or positioning. I know people get really scared of the word niche because they feel like it's going to be one word that completely defines them, but you don't have to think of it so rigidly. Really, we just need to know who are you, what type of content are you creating, and who is the audience that you probably have, because if I'm a brand, I want to know those things so that I can make sure that my product is going to be a good fit for your audience and that they're actually going to trust you to be the one to sell it to them. One of the best ways to do this, and actually my number 2 in this list, is by having a really clear Instagram bio or a TikTok bio. When a brand comes to your page, they need to really be able to look at your bio and understand exactly, again, who you are, who you're serving, and what your purpose is on social media, and they don't want to have to go looking around to find it. So using your bio for this can be a great tool to make sure that it's really clear when a brand immediately comes to your page. They won't have to dig through your content to find you. They won't have to dig through your content to find what it is that you do. Now, the other benefit of having this really great Instagram or TikTok bio is that you can actually get discovered through the text that you have in these bios. Because at this point, SEO on social media is just as important as SEO on Google or a search engine. And so we want to make sure that the words that are in your bios are actually keywords that these brands might be searching in order to find someone like you. So for example, if I was a creator who talked about dogs and being a dog parent, if I have those types of words in my bio, when a brand goes to search it to look for those creators, I'm going to come up in those results somewhere. So while I understand you want to add personality and make your bio really cute, that's fabulous, but do it in a way that is actually going to be optimized for the words that brands or even potential followers might be typing in to actually find someone like you. My third point here is that you're creating content consistently. I think one of the things that actually scares a brand off before they ever reach out to you is that if they look at your content and see that maybe your most recent couple posts are 1 month apart from each other, kind of shows them that maybe this isn't as serious as your content makes it look. You can have really good content but hardly post any of that content, and I think sometimes it does raise a red flag for a brand. So always make sure that you are staying consistent. And when I say consistent, I don't necessarily mean frequency. You can be a creator who shares content consistently and share twice per week, and that's still consistent while it may not be frequent, which could be 7 days a week. So I don't need you posting every day by any means, but I do need you to make sure that you're prioritizing posting in order for brands to look at your profile and say, oh, they're taking this seriously. This one should go without saying, but I do think having high quality content, of course, is going to be really helpful because brands are spending potentially thousands of dollars on hiring you. And so if they are faced with content that has terrible lighting or is blurry or is just really not getting points across, that's going to be another red flag for them that could potentially be a problem on your first impression. This, I think, is another really important point that maybe not a lot of creators think about, and it's proof of brand alignment. So a brand needs to come to your page and immediately understand, again, that your audience is going to like the product or be aligned with the product. We talked about that. However, we need them to also know that you as a business owner are are going to be aligned with the responsibilities that come along with creating an ad for a brand partnership. So maybe they want to see some past partnerships on your page that show, hey, this person can create a really good high quality ad that actually is received well by the audience. So they want to look at your past ads and be able to see that you got likes and comments, and if you had a ManyChat automation that people are actually using it. Those are important things that new brand partners are going to look at even from your old brand partners to make sure that you can actually deliver. And going along with that, as the sixth point here, is engagement that shows trust. At the end of the day, for most creators, that is one of the most valuable things that you have, is the trust and relationship with your audience. And so if you're able to showcase that through really great engagement and really great quality engagement, not just so cute and love this, but real comments that are actually getting people to either take action or show that they're invested in the topic or want to have a conversation about it, that is what we're looking for. That is what brands are looking for. And if you can do that, you are on the right path. Now let's talk about what happens after the brand has actually reached out to you. How can you make that really good first impression when you're starting conversation with them? First things first, I think this is so important to think about, is you really want to make these people look good to their boss. So how can you do that? One of the things that I think about here is prompt responses. Do not make a brand wait 2, 3, 4, a week of days to get a response from you. You would be really surprised by how many creators just, oh, I'll answer it later, and then take forever to answer it. The brand is probably moving on. And what may happen is they're gonna get, take so long to get a response from you. It's gonna make it harder for them to give a response to their client or their boss. And again, at the end of the day, we want to make them look good to their boss. So prompt responses, 24 hours, 48 hours max, I think is what we're aiming for here. Another thing I really love to drill into the brains of creators is this clear and confident language. Confident being a key word here. Instead of doing everything that the brand wants, I want you to not be afraid to tell the brand, here's what I suggest. Remember that you are a service provider here, and you want to show them like, hey, I know my stuff. I know the landscape. I know my audience. I know how to create a really great ad and have a partnership with a brand. And so I'm confident in that. That really should come across in the language. We don't want them getting cold feet about a partnership because they feel like you are maybe not as experienced as you come across online. I think you can actually do this by asking really great, smart, clarifying questions. Very often, instead of just letting the brand lead in a response to them, I'll share all of the questions that I have. Are you looking for usage rights? Do you have a brief you can share with me? Do you have any metrics that you're looking to hit in this partnership? And that, I think, really signals to a brand like, oh man, like this person is experienced. This person has all the right questions to ask. And I think it really signals that you are a great experienced partner. Another great point here is being very solution oriented when you are having conversations with brands. For example, if maybe you're going through a contract with a brand, there's something you want to change, they're not willing to change it. Are you able to come up with solutions and really like help this partnership happen? I think being a great partner really does mean also like trying to find things that work for both of you and being very solution oriented in your responses. I cannot stress this one enough, being timely and following all of the timelines that brands have put in place for you. A million years ago, when I was on the brand side of partnerships, I was literally shocked by how many creators literally would just like send stuff late and send it wrong, and they were not paying attention to any of the details that I shared in the briefs. I mean, being detail oriented and following a timeline really feels like it shouldn't be a hard thing, but I promise you, for a lot of people, it is. So if you can do this and do this well, I promise you're already a step ahead of a lot of creators. Now, this is kind of a bonus, but I did want to make sure I included it in this video because I think it's so important. And this is how you are handling the partnership even after you've already posted. So this kind of post-campaign professionalism, I think, is really what's going to make brands want to sign with you in more long-term deals and work with you ongoing month after month after month. And it's really all in the way that you handle that partnership as you're ending. We all know that we have to send in stats when we end partnerships, and brands might be wondering about how many people clicked on your ManyChat automations and all of this. And they want to do it in a way that's easy to understand, but also, organized and efficient. And so I actually really love in this post campaign to send a whole wrap up versus just like attaching some screenshots of my stats. And so actually in Soulcial Suite, which is my private creator community, in our creator resource vault, we actually have a template for this where it lays out page by page exactly what I put in my wrap ups that have helped me land so many long-term partnerships. And this is something I get compliments on from brands all the time. It really is so much easier for them to present when you have done all of the presentation for them. So make it easier for brands, and again, make them look good to their boss. Now, if this sounds overwhelming or actually really exciting to you, don't worry, you don't have to do it alone. In our private creator community that I mentioned, Soulcial Suite, we have over 150 other creators who are in the same shoes as you, are walking the same path, looking to land more consistent, higher paying brand partnerships. The cool thing about Soulcial Suite is not only do you have access to me literally whenever you need it for all your questions, your contracts, your negotiations, your rates, all of these things, but you also have access to all of those other creators to hear about their experiences as well. So you're always going to be able to get the support that you need on this journey that I know can be very confusing. So if you have any questions, definitely check down below in the description. We do have a link for Soulcial Suite where you can join us there. And don't worry, I didn't forget, we are going to be sharing the brand partnership rates with you right now because again, I know it can be so confusing to figure out what the heck to charge. And for me as a creator with less than 30,000 followers on both Instagram and TikTok, my rate for an Instagram reel is about $2,000 and about $750 for a TikTok video. And so you don't need to have a ton of followers to be able to charge really great money for partnerships. If you're looking to figure out exactly what you should be charging, in the description below, we have our fair pricing worksheet, which is a free resource for you. Download it. It probably takes 5 minutes for you to calculate your rate. And there's even a little video there where I'll walk you through the whole process. So after you finish going through that little workbook, you will literally have your rates for brand partnerships. And then all you have to do with those rates is go get those deals. I hope this video was super helpful as always, and I will see you next week.